Hello, how are you? Thank you for watching my channel and the videos which I uploaded. And if you watch this video first time, then thanks again. In this video, I have taken the different concepts of complex number regarding their applications in different cases, just to find whether the 3 points are collinear or not, and how can we find the area of triangle which is in which vertices are given in complex numbers, and the content which I have taken in this video also has a way to find whether the given points are collinear or not in case of complex number. One thing more I have taken in this video, that if the equation is given, whether it represents a circle, whether it represents a straight line or a line parallel to any axis. I hope these types of concepts in complex number will help you a little bit more when you are going to prepare your engineering examinations. And if you like my contents and way of teaching and way of taking the questions, by which not only you just do the questions which are asked in previous examinations, but you also got the concept regarding that and the basics of the formula which are applied here to solve that questions. Now thank you and watch the video. And one thing more, if you like my video and the contents which I am providing and which I am sharing with you people, then please subscribe my channel and share with your friends, and tell your friends just to watch me here. Thank you. Now watch the video. Welcome friends. In this video I am going to take the section of complex number in which we have to prove that whether the three given complex numbers are collinear or not. And in the same way we can also find the area of the triangle which is formed with the help of given 3 points. Okay, firstly see the questions. I will take each and every type of questions regarding this topic. Now just see the question number 1. We have the question in this way: how to find whether the given points collinear or not. We generally we know that how we find out the collinearity. We can either take out the slope of the points or by the determinant form. But when the points are given in the form of complex number, then how we proceed? I want to tell you that it is very easy. We proceed in the same way as we proceeded earlier. Now just see here. Here we take in this waveform. This is Z1. This point is taken as X and this point is taken as Y. That means 3, then 4, and here I have written 1. Then 5, minus 2, and here we write 1. In the same way, minus 1, 16, and 1. That means in this line we just put the real parts, and in this line we put the imaginary parts of the complex number, and here we put 1. And with the help of our determinant method we solve. If we got the 0 here, it is the collinear point, and if we got some values, then we can find the area of the triangle which is formed with the help of these 3 points. And when we have to find the area, we multiply it with 1 by 2. I think you will got the concept. Now I am going to solve this. That means 3 minus 2 minus 16. After that I have 4. Now here 5 is a 5, and minus 1 here, and then plus 1, and 16 5 is 80, and we have plus 2, that means 2. One thing I want to remind you, please, in the middle term you must put here the minus sign. Otherwise some children make a mistake and you will get the wrong answer. 3 minus 18 minus 4, 5 plus 1, and we have 180 minus 2. And now solve it. 3 8s are 24, 3 1s are 3, 1 4 1 5 minus 5 1 6 4s are 24, and here we have 78. That means 8 and minus 78 plus 78, and we ultimately got the 0. In this way we find out whether the points given are collinear or not. I am going to take one more question where we have to find the area of the triangle. Similarly, in this way, the same way, and after that I will take another method on which we can find out whether the points are collinear or not, or find out the area of the triangle. For example, here I have minus I, and here I have 4. Clear? Now we have to find the area of this complex given 3 points. Okay, let's see what we got here. 3 4 1 4 minus 2 1 minus 1 minus 1 and 0. In this line I write the real numbers, and in this line we write the imaginary part of the complex number. Okay, now find out 3, that means 0 plus 1, then minus 4, 4 zeros are 0 and minus 1, that means it will get ultimately plus 1, then 1 minus 4, then minus, then 2. Clear? Now we have 3 minus 4 minus 6. That means we have minus 1 minus 6, that is minus 7. So these 3 points are not collinear, and if we have to find the area of that, just multiply with 1 by 2. That means we have the area, it is we found minus 7 by 2, but the area will never be negative, that means area is 7 by 2. I think this concept you will got. And now I am going to take another concept, another question, just note it down for why. Now there's another question in front of you, that we have to find the area of triangle whose vertices are z, iz, z plus iz. Now in the question, now 3 vertices are given. That means, for example, this is z, this is iz, and this is z plus iz. And we have to find the area of this triangle. How will we solve it? Let take z is equals to x plus yi. This is in the form of the complex number. Then what is the value of iz? That means we have to multiply by our complex number with the I. That means we have xi plus yi squared. That means we have xi minus y. That means when we write in form of proper way, we have minus x plus xi. That means here real part is minus y and imaginary part is x. Now next one, z plus iz. Now when we have the value of z is x plus yi, and value of iz is minus y plus xi. Now add these two, x minus y plus I common, y plus x. Now if we carefully observe, we have for z x plus yi, that means we have 2 points xy. For iz we have 2 points minus y and x. Firstly write the real part and then imaginary. Imaginary part is that part which contains I. So here we have minus y is the real part and x is the imaginary part. And for this case we have real part x minus y and imaginary part y plus x. Clear? Now do in this way, that categorize real parts and imaginary parts for each of the following. Now I am proceeding forward. We know the area of the triangle can be calculated using our determinant method. So area of the triangle is real part of z x y then minus 1, and real part of iz we have minus y x and 1. In this case we have real part actually x plus y I plus minus y plus x I. That means real part is x minus y and imaginary part is x plus y. Clear? That means in real part I have to write x minus y, and in imaginary we have to write x plus y, and here it is 1. And for the area we have put 1 by 2. Clear? Now in this way we got the determinant which we have to solve, and we will easily got the answer for area of triangle. Now use the method subtract row 1 with row 2 and row 1 with row 3. Clear? That means we have x, y, 1. We have here x plus y, then y minus x, then 0. Now here we have, when we subtract x with, just see over, x minus y. That means what we have, x minus x plus y. It get cancelled. That means we left over with y. Here what we have, y minus x plus y. That means y minus x minus y. We left over with minus x, and here we have 0. Our determinant get changes in this form. Now next, I think you know how to solve the determinants. Now we just find the value of these two and we will get the answer. X plus y minus x and y minus x. We have to solve this determinant. That means we have minus x square minus xy minus y square minus xy. Clear? After that we have minus x square minus y square. But we know that area is in positive. That means half mod of z square, because mod of z is what? Under root x square plus y square, and we have z is equal to, here z square we have x square plus y square. So this way the area of the equilateral triangle, area of the triangle is half z square, because we are given the points in form of z. That's why we have to write the answer in form of z. I think you will got the concept here. Just note it down. I am leaving for a while. I am again continuing the same concept in another question. This question is the extended form of the previous one. Now see here, if the area of the triangle whose vertices are z minus iz, z plus iz is 200. That means we have a triangle which have the vertices z, iz and zn plus iz. And area of this triangle is given as 200. And we have to find the value of z. And now again we have to find the value of 3z. Clear? How we solve that? In the previous question I have told you how to find the area of the triangle if the vertices are given, and here I have taken the same vertices. Okay, so there's no need to explain what is the area of the vertices, area of the triangle, and there's no need to explain again. You can see again previous section. I'm going forward from there. There we find that area of triangle is half z square. I think you remember it. Okay, and now it is given, it is equals to 200. Clear? Now we have z square is 400. That means value of z is 20. It's so easy now. And if we have to find the value of 3z, we have 60. Now I think it is clear, and I am proceeding to the next concept. Just note it down, the question. Now I am going to another topic, that if some equation of a complex number is given and you have to find that whether it represents a straight line, whether it represents a circle. There are some more cases that whether it represents the ellipse and hyperbola, but I am not going to explain these topics in the meantime, because firstly I want to clear the concept of straight line and circle, because in these two topics there's a lot of confusion, and generally questions are asked from these topics. Now see here, when we have in the format z minus z1 and z minus z2, which is equals to 1, or we have a format z minus z1, z minus z2 is equals to, let it be k. So when this value is equals to 1, this complex number shows that it represents this complex number represents the straight line. And whenever this ratio is not equal to 1, it has some value, then it represents the circle. The one thing you must note with that. Now just consider some questions. For example, we have z minus 5i, z plus 5i is equals to 1. Then what does it represent? Just don't bother about these things. We have see here 1. That means this complex number represents a straight line. Clear? Now I am going to another question on the complex numbers, in which we see that the locus represents the straight line, and the format is also there. Don't be confused for that format. And that question is also a technical one. The question goes like this. Mod of 3z minus 1 is equal to 3 times mod of z minus 2. And we have to find what will this equation represent, whether it is a circle, whether it is a straight line, whether it is a hyperbola, and whether it is a ellipse. Then how will we find that? Just make the equation in the form of numerator and denominator. Just bring that z minus 2 over here. Clear? Now do one thing, make these numbers similar, because we have the format in this way: z minus z1, z minus z2 is equals to, for example, it be k, and for a straight line this value of k is 1. So we have to make in the form of z here, and we have z over here and 3z is there. So just make it z, we just bring out 3 here. Okay, that means we have z minus 1 by 3 over z minus 2. That means we have taken 3 out, and we have 3 divided by 3. That means we ultimately got the format z minus 1 by 3 over z minus 2. That means equals to 1 again. That means this question represents a straight line. Okay, that is the main concept is there, that whenever the ratio of the complex numbers and we got 1, then that equation of complex number represents a straight line. I am going to take another format from which we find whether they are a straight line or represents a circle. Just note it down, and after that I will take the concept. In some questions we have another type of format, like in this way: z minus z1 plus z minus z2 is equal to, for example, k. If the value of k is equals to z1 minus z2, in that case also this represent a line, okay, straight line. Whenever the value of this k is equals to subtraction of z1 and z2, and then in that case we also this equation of complex number represent a straight line. Just consider an example regarding that. Just note down the formula and I will give you the example. Yeah, for example, we have a question 3z minus 2 plus 3z plus 2 and which is equals to 4. Now here in this case we have z1 this and z2 this and our k is this. That means 4 is equals to mod of minus 2 minus 2. Clear? That means 4 is equals to mod of minus 4. That means 4 is equals to 4. That means this equation represents a straight line. I think you will got the concept whenever any equation is given when it represents a straight line. When the ratio of them is equals to 1, when it is given in the form of P and Q, then if we have the ratio is 1, then it is a straight line, and when it is given in form of this, just consider these two numbers and just subtract them. If the after subtraction we get the value which is equals to this one, then it represents a straight line. Another question of one format I am also going to tell you, in which case the complex number given equation of complex number represents a straight line. For example, we have an equation just note down that equation. It's an interesting equation. Z squared plus z mod of z plus and mod of z squared. Clear? And we have to find the locus for that. Locus for equation, whether it is a straight line or the circle or anything else. Now divide by z squared. We have z by z whole square. Here we have z by z. Here we have 1. If we put z by z, for example omega, we have the format omega square, not omega, we can take x also. Okay, then we got the format x squared plus x plus 1. Clear? This is our quadratic equation. This is the quadratic equation, and quadratic equation always represents a straight line, and it has the roots because it has the roots omega and omega square. When we solve it by discriminant method, we get the value of roots is minus 1 plus minus under root 3i by 2. When you solve this equation with the help of discriminant, that's why the roots of this equation is omega and omega square. So if the question will ask that whether find the locus of this equation, then if we got any quadratic equation, that it represents a straight line, and if it is asked that find the roots for the equation, you just solve it that equation in the quadratic form, and ultimately you got the roots of the equation. This is all the line application of complex number in case of finding the lines. And after this I will take the topic of how to find the application of complex number in order to find whether that it represents the circle. So we must watch my videos. Okay, thank you. Hello, in this question we have do this, we have do this, and in this way we have do this. Now just see over here, we have this question in this way, and it is given that and that. Now just see the results. Now this is another type of question. Now see here, it is given that z minus 3i upon z plus 3i is equals to 1, and we have to find the locus of z. As earlier I told you, when it is in form of ratio and it is equal to 1, it represents a line segment, that is a straight line. But here in options It is not mentioned, and we have to find whether it is y-axis, z-axis, because as we have options circle and ellipse, they did not match. So third and fourth get cancelled. But in y-axis and z-axis, what we write here? These types of questions we do in this way. Just see over here, z minus 3i is equals to z plus 3i after cross multiply. Now put the value of z is x plus yi minus 3i, because every complex number is written in form of x plus yi plus 3i. Clear? Now take I common, that means y minus 3. Put the right the mod of that portion. Then here we have x plus I, y plus 3. Now square, take the mod, x square plus y minus 3 का whole square, that is equal to x square plus y plus 3 का whole square. Now we have x square plus y square minus 6y plus 9. Similarly, I have x square plus y square plus 6y plus 9. And ultimately we got minus 12y is equal to 0. That means y is equal to 0. When we got y is equal to 0, that means our answer is z-axis. Because x is not given here, that's why our answer is z-axis. Y is equal to 0. If it is given that x is equal to 0, then our answer is y-axis. When y is equal to 0, then our answer is z-axis. In this way, we just proceed these types of questions. Now, after that, I am taking another example. Just write it down. Now you are seeing some results on the screen. These are the bases on which we decide whether complex number represents a circle or not. I am taking one step by step. For example, if we have this type of format, this represents that the locus of this complex number represents the circle, and in that case the value of this k represents the radius of the circle, and the value of z0 represents the center of the circle. For example, if we have this case, z minus 2 is equal to under root 5. That means here the radius of the circle is under root 5 and center of the circle is, we have minus 2. So just leave minus, we have circle center, that means 2 0, because it is the real part. Now in this case we have the radius 3, clear? We have the radius 3 and center we have I, that means real part is 0 and imaginary part is 1. In this way, this is the format which represents the circle. Clear? Now come see the next one. I have written one more thing here. You can note down it. I have written one more thing here, that if the equation of complex number is given in this format, z minus z1, z minus z2 is equals to k, and this matlab that it is not equal to 1. When it is equal to 1, then it is a straight line, as I told earlier. But when it is not equal to 1, that means it has some value, then it is the circle. Then this represents the circle. For example, I have a case, z minus I, z plus I is equals to 3. Now this value is not equals to 1. So in this case, it represents the circle having the radius 3. I think you got the concept. I am going to take some more questions regarding that. You just note it down. Now see next question I have written over here. The equation of complex number is given in this way, and we have to tell the locus of that equation, whether it is a circle, ellipse, parabola, etc. Now we see that in this case this is not equals to 1. That means it represents a circle. It's so simple to identify. And radius of that circle is simply under root 3. Now this question is also written in some another form, then you might not be confused there. For example, if the same question is written in this form, argument of this is equals to pi by 3, then what did the locus of this equation represent? Now as we know that argument of z is equals to tan theta, that means we have to find the value of tan pi by 3. That means we have 180 by 3, that means 60 degree. That means we have tan 60 degree, which is equals to under root 3. That means this value is not equal to 1. That's why it also represents a circle. Clear? And for example, now there's one more question. If I think there's some another value which is written over here, if it is written pi by 4, then the same question is there, and if it is written pi by 4, then find the angle tan theta. That means tan pi by 4, and I think you know that its value is 1. Now the value of z minus 1 upon z plus 1 becomes 1. Now it represents a straight line. I think you understand now. If it is written here argument, or it may be written as amplitude, then you find the value of tan theta, and after that you will find whether it is circle or the straight line. If it is equals to 1, then it represents a straight line, and when it is not equal to 1, then it is circle, and the value which is given here is the radius of that circle. Now another format I am going to tell you the case when it represents an ellipse and when it represents a hyperbola. Just watch over here. Now these are the two formats. One of them represents the ellipse and one of them represents the hyperbola. First thing, there is a sign of negative, and we have to find the value of k in both the cases, and the value of k can be calculated by z1 minus z2 mod. If value of k is greater than z1 minus z2, then it is ellipse, and when value of k is less than z1 minus z2, then it is hyperbola. And already I told you, when it is equals to that one, then it represents a straight line. Clear? आप इसको how you remember that in ABCD E comes earlier, that's why value of k is greater, and anyway you can remember or memorize it. That's now it's enough up to class 12 for engineering entrance examinations, applications of complex number. Thank you. If you like my video contents, then please subscribe my channel. I'm Sonika Gawal from India.